Ladies and gentlemen, you should be most welcome back to Jimarism Total Nerdery channel. I believe you have seen this ship sometimes before, but I haven't properly introduced you to this one. This is the GOODBOI, a combat vessel of medium to close range. And it's my new kind of build, newest kind of ship, and I kind of enjoy it very much. So let's get into this seat here. A little beautiful thing about this vessel is the great window view. Oh god, I accidentally had an explosion in my hand. Oops, don't blow up your cockpit, okay? Yeah, don't mind the scratch markers on the metal here, but whatever. Let's take a little look here. It's a beautiful little ship. It's mainly steam powered, but it's also powered by the engine from the steam, if that makes sense. But we have a direct steam propeller. God, from death, you always get stuck in everything when you try to move around. Holy crap, they gotta fix this. Anyways, let's make a little checkout, or whatever that's called. Somehow my color disappeared. Why did it do that? Anyways, so let's take a little look at it. Now we have the correct color on that one. We have a fast fire advanced cannon which fires a frag shell. It's pretty nice, just slowly tears away at the enemy, belt fed autoloader pretty quickly. We have two smaller auxiliary explosive crams. They're not very efficient, but they're also very small, and they just chug shells at the enemy for cheap. Then we have this huge, quite well armored big turret on top with 3 crams, and that's basically just a cram spam cannon. Originally the setup was so that it was some kind of... I tried to make a cram anti-air cannon, so it kind of tried to explode a 180-degree frag shell in the air close to the enemy. But this one wasn't good enough to do that, so we kind of changed it around. But thankfully now, when you wanna change your crams, when you wanna change the setup, now it's a penetration depth kind of frag. But when you just want to change them, you just go in here and you kind of drag the sliders, and it automatically equips the cannon with whatever ammo boxes and pellets you'll need. It's really handy. Anyways, we have that pretty big one. Then we have a torpedo system. It's a vertical launch torpedo, so they just fly up in the air and slowly glide towards the enemy, and then they torpedo away. And this can easily be changed with missiles as well, if one would want that instead, but I found these ones pretty useful. And we also have filtered them so that they only take information from the sonars when they'll aim them, so they only fire when we actually have boats, which is handy. We'll have a radar, some detection here, and here, and some trackers there and there, and it works pretty well. We also have beautiful anti-cram, anti-missile turrets that work quite well. So, let us take a little, let's take a little check out on this vessel. Here you can see the belt-fed cannon here, lies pretty protected there. Behind it we have the explosive turrets, and we have this big armored turret going on here. You can see it even has advanced armor. If we'll get out of materials, if we can't run the steam engine anymore, this boat actually flips, which is not very good. But it never happened yet, so I hope it won't happen in battle or in game or something. Well, anyways, here we have the missile setup and the engine. A beautiful little steam engine, and oops, I don't know, this is apparently like a thing now, but if I'll just go in here. So kind of the steam goes into this piston and then it goes up into this one and into this one again. I think that's how steam works nowadays. It changed since I built since I built boats last time. I think this is a little bit more efficient setup though. Yeah, well anyways, and then we'll have it all going out to a propeller there. Works pretty well. And we'll have the ammo and stuff in the bottom of this thing, so it won't accidentally will blow up. We also have the AI in a heavy little armored box down below there too. Since I wanted heavy armor around it, but I wanted it kind of protected. Yeah, well that's basically the ship. What I think is kind of interesting with this one is probably the armor. We'll have 2 layers of wood in a way so that we can see the wood surface and it looks cool. Then we have 1 layer of metal and 2 layers of like hull, reinforced decking behind it. In some places metal, and that just makes for real good, pretty nice armor. On top we have a little more varied armor, but it should suffice, I believe. And the wood is basically there to take explosive damage and kind of just eat it up, and then we can kind of replace the hull. Like basically some kind of super cheap era armor or something. Well, and this boat costs 75k materials. So I don't know if it's expensive or not. I think it's pretty cheap, you know. And it also, yeah, steam propellers, 2.77 materials per second. Yeah, it works quite nicely and it's pretty fast. It's even more fast if we turn up the angle here. If we'll go into the AI, you can see if we get back to HUD, it's 25 meters per second, and that's so it kind of maintains a decent profile. But if we really want to, we can go to maneuver and we can change the ideal pitch angle to kind of 10 degrees instead of 2 degrees. And we're topping up to 32, a little more than that, meters per second, but we'll get a real strange combat angle here, so this is not ideal. Maybe I can make a fast transport version of this that has the more aggressive angle, but for actually maintaining fights and stuff, we should have like something like less than 4 degrees. Probably this is too much, but you know. I noticed that 2 degrees was totally adequate for maintaining a nice 25 meters per second speed. So this is actually one of my most fast boats I ever made. It's not a ramming boat, but we do have these ones there. God, I hope I didn't set up a ramming routine, did I? I don't even know. I'm just gonna check behaviors. No, you just have the nail. Good, 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 good. Well, we should indeed check it out, and we're just gonna spawn a... We are just going to spawn a plane. Let's spawn a Duster and a Shrike so you can see it trying to take out some aircrafts. Now the torpedoes won't fire, of course, but when it fires missiles at us, yep, we can take them out. And when it fires bombs at us, they're a little too small, but we'll take out, you'll see some of them goes out, so that's nice. So here is our advanced shells just fragging on there, they're eating away, and then we'll have our Tram, which is now more penetrating, but it does kind of explode close to it if we have a tracking on it. So if it hits, we'll do some good damage, but if we don't hit, well then. I hope it doesn't shoot itself. Oh, this radar is... oh well. So you can see that we are slowly eating away at the target. This is not an anti-aircraft type of boat at all. I just wanted to display it against the missiles. Is the aircraft alive? Barely. We also have the torpedoes. Like, if we would set this up to be anti-aircraft, we could of course, you know, fix the missiles. But it's not useless, as you can see, especially when we have our advanced cannon going on there. It does deal some damage there, but I mean, this craft is totally disabled. It just flies around there. It won't really do anything. Yeah, nothing more interesting is happening. So we can remove the enemy vehicles, and I'm going to show you let's just show you Marauder instead. The regular, normal Marauder test. So here we have the torpedoes flying out like that. Oh god damn it. Oh yeah, I think maybe I need to increase the arming delay a little bit because this is a little bit dangerous. Holy crap, what happened here? What blew up? I don't know what happened. Okay, my craft isn't perfect. I think we got hit by one of our own torpedoes, to be honest. It might actually not be a bad idea to set this up to be... yeah, god damn it. That can't be the Marauder, like, shell. Can't be. Alright, while the Marauder... I think the Marauder never hit us, probably because our anti-cram system. But let's drop down a crossbones. We can't win against this, I don't think so. But we can shoot down many of the enemy crams. Not all of them, mind you, not all of them. And now you can do this fun little thing, you know. You can kind of, oh god, okay, you shouldn't stand in here. Good for me, I didn't sat in here and chilled. That would have been pretty dangerous. Now we move into this stupid combat angle, which is very bad for us, since our... oh no! Damn it! Yeah, when we're not in a broadside angle... Are we... oh no. Yeah, we can't shoot at the crams when we are in this angle here. We only shoot kind of at the backside of our own turret, I think. Does it not care about the other turrets? Ooh, scary. So sure, I'll need to do some improvements to this thing. It's not perfect in any way, but you can see that we can take a few shots as the wood eats everything away, and our metal core is pretty much intact. Like, one of our small turrets is dead, but we're kind of fine mostly. So even though our anti-cram systems are crippled, you can see them being quite efficient at taking out crossbone fire. Oh no. Now we have a stupid angle again, of course. God. Ooh, that was a close call. But you can see they kind of work pretty well. So even though we can't take out the crossbone, we can hold it off for really long. So if we could pair this up with a friendly mortar craft, we could probably take out the crossbones with pretty small resources. You can see the size comparison of this. It's kind of small. And it's just because they use a lot of vulnerable, indeed, shots. That's easy to shoot down. And I'm considering to, like, our current cram cannon is kind of fast fire and not very strong. So I'm kind of considering to just change this to a kind of more slow firing armor piercing high explosive setup instead. Because this armor piercing frag setup, I think it's too small to be efficient, to be honest. You can see the small kind of cannon. I'm always worried seeing those volleys, they're pretty powerful. But you can see our small APS cannon is... oh, they have shields. Okay. That's what's keeping the damage down. Yeah, they just explode against the shield, that's probably why. We do, however, have missiles, or torpedoes, I mean. So let's follow the next volley of torpedoes if we have that opportunity. If they are intact, I don't know, of course. I think our ship still looks pretty intact, and of course we have regenerative capabilities in this thing. So, let's see. Oh. Oh no. Now I don't think we'll have any detection, but now our torpedoes fly out here, so let's follow these around and see what happens. And these float at somewhat 10-meter depth. And they explode. Okay, that one went off wrongly, whatever. It explodes beneath it here, and we have some nice holes under the enemy ship. And of course this is huge. We won't take this out. Oh, we already have another torpedo volley incoming. Of course we discovered this by sonar, so... Yeah, well, this is probably what's doing most of the damage. If we're lucky, we would be able to sink this vessel and win in that way, if the health is a little lower and we kind of can sink it down. Probably wouldn't hurt if we had EMP or something, but now we're starting to take some real damage here. It seems that our engine is half dead. We're not rolled around yet, but oh, we don't have any forward-facing propellers anymore. That's the problem. So it's just luck if we remain at an angle so we can defend ourselves against the volleys incoming. Our avatar is on board, of course, and repairing this thing, so it's in no means a fair fight, even though we have a super small vessel. Well, this APS can remain constant fire pretty well. Well, we're just regenerating here, so I don't know if... But you can kind of see that our armor setup can take... Oh god, this is damaged. It can take quite some damage before we are kind of dying. It's because of the layers and the wood there, so that's what's kind of the thought of the setup, and I wanted to have this nice boat shape that was actually made out of these smooth sides of the wood, which I kind of much enjoy. And if we use this like a more normal way, we won't get that nice surface area going on. So this cannon can take a few shots right at it, but not too much, of course. Well, now we regenerated, so we'll get into fighting this thing once again, but yeah, I don't know. We maybe will even win this if we'll just let it continue. We can just see. Crossbones, 78. Well, I think that's that. So that is the Good Boy. And if you want to download this, you can just tell me in the comments and something, and I can put it up on the workshop if you want to get the link to it or something. In any case, I do hope you've enjoyed this little showcase, and I'll see you in future videos. Because this is your host, Jim Modesen, signing out.